Hey, I know it's been a while, it's been a minute, but let me tell y'all, that daggone job of mine put me on 6 and 7 days. I ain't had a mental capacity, the physical, I ain't emotional, I ain't had nothing, right? And yeah, we was on like 6 days for a minute, and then they threw us on 7 days. Well, I got through on 7 days. So well, a certain amount of us. But yeah. And after we got done with that, the car went down. It's always your car is your biggest hater. Like, I swear. At least my car is my biggest hater. Because why would you go down? Not all the money I done saved gotta go to the car. But I was lifting back and forth to work. Okay, lifting back and forth. That was costing me like $300 a week. It was to the point I was about to transfer offices. My girl was like, no, we're not having it. Shout out to them. They put me on a schedule. They was helping me get back and forth to work. I really appreciate them. My mama had to help me get the car back up and forth, back and running, because like between, like, even though they was helping and the lifts and the food, it was just, life was life, and life was whooping my ass. But I swear I ain't lay down like no, I ain't lay down like no little bitch and take it. Like, I swear I was on the ground like, get off me, you know. But you know, now we're here. That's important. the car is back, you know, up and running. Life is still lifing, but the show must go on, and I'm no longer on 6 days. So now I got time. I have time. I hope y'all been okay. I really miss doing this. I really miss y'all. You know, like I said before, I have no other talents but talking. Can't sing, can't dance, can't rap, can't do nails, can't do hair. This is a wig. And we ain't even gonna speak on my cousin trying to charge me $45 for 6 to 8 braids. When did I could understand the prices for everything else, but for a braid down?
Full disclaimer, she did not try to charge me $45 for a braid down. It was a miscommunication.
I'm gonna leave it alone. Because I also don't get wigs, so I don't know the price for that. And then the person who normally do like braid my hair, like, it was last minute, no, she couldn't do it. And so it's just like, but I went to my auntie, I threw this wig on. My sister wasn't here to lay it down, so I put a headband on, because we got to do and when it's gonna get done. Okay, it's gonna get done, period. So I can't do hair, can't do nails, can't rap, can't sing, can't dance. I could just talk. That's all I got. That's all I got for y'all. That's all I got. Okay, but I am just so happy to just be back doing what I love. So this episode is really kind of piggyback off of a video that I had did. If I'm able to insert it, I would insert a clip of it. And it was just basically talking about like how, as the oldest, I you know, I get to see the adults be somebody that I needed them to be. And now it's like I get to see the adults be somebody that I needed them to be. And I was just basically saying, like, you know, because it's like a little mourning thing that you do, because you're like, dang, like, you know, like I said, it make you a little sad, but you're not jealous or nothing. You just a little sad. And so, like, I was asking people, like, should I strap my nuts on or what? If people saying, like, strap your nuts on. So that's what I'm naming this episode. Strap your nuts on. So anyways, ironically, after I made that video, and I put it, you know, on Facebook and TikTok, and I think it automatically uploaded to Instagram. But after I made that video, I ended up getting on Instagram, and this was like probably some couple of hours later, and I seen like Sarah Jakes Roberts. I love her. So I saw like a clip of her as I was scrolling down my timeline, and in the clip, she was talking about like her past traumas and everything that she went through, and she was like, why me? And then it was like, why not me? And I was like, dang, I'm like, right, like, you know, you can't wallow in what happened in the past. There's nothing that can be done. You can't turn it around. You can't wish for better, but it's like, why not me? You know, why not stop all the generation curses with me. You know, everything that I went through that I have to, you know, now have to unlearn and everything, like, you know, why not me? I'm not gonna lie, like, now that I think about it, everything that I went through, I think I was the perfect person. And then especially like I have siblings and my siblings' cousins. So sometimes if you hear me referring to like saying siblings, sometimes I'm counting my cousins because I have like 3 cousins who we literally grew up as brothers and sisters. And you know, my little cousin, she is the big sister, but often at times she has come to me as her big sister. And it's sometimes like when I need to vent, I call her too. Like I use both of cause she my little sister too, so I use both of my little sisters. Like I will call her and curl it in the heartbeat and see if I'm tripping. Curly will tell me if I'm tripping. She gonna agree with me in that moment. Hype me up, get me all hyped up, and they be like, you was wrong. WA don't play that. WA be like, nah, cousin. You was wrong. But I do the same for them, and I just really appreciate them, and I really am glad that, you know, I have them and they have me. You know, often with me being the oldest, I am 6 years older than my brother, 7 older than Davia, and 8 older than Curlin. David and Asia, we ain't gonna talk about that. We're just gonna leave it alone. Because if I'm 8 years older than Curlin, we ain't even got to speak on the age difference. They just make me feel old. But anyway, so I wanted to speak on that. So it's like so, you know, growing up, of course, I had to grow up with all the adults around me. It was me, my cousin Jasmine and Jalen on my mom's side, and on my dad's side, it was me, Ajane, Dominique, and Sean or whatever, that were the oldest. So it was like, even though like they had each other, like my cousins are siblings on both sides, like the ones that I named my mom on my dad's side, they're siblings. I was basically kind of like, you know, kind of alone. Like, even though I had them, I did not have them. Like, it was literally just only me in the house. So oftentimes, like, I know that I have traits of being an only child, because people be like, you got siblings? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the oldest, both sides. And they just be like, I thought you was only child. And I know I have only child traits. Like, I know that I do, like, because I spent 6 years being alone. And then also, like, once I did get a sibling, it wasn't like I had a sibling. I had to start being responsible for a whole other human being. So, you know, that was a whole thing. But, yeah, so, like, now, like, you know, growing up, and I get to see, like, you know, my aunts, uncles, my mom, and can't even speak on my daddy. We ain't gonna talk about him. He's irrelevant. But I get to see them be who I needed them to be for my, you know, my younger siblings up under me. And it was a little painful and stuff to watch at first or whatever. But it was like also the experiences that I have had with those adults, I know that I won't carry them into my parentalhood. I don't even think I carried them into the relationship that I have with my younger siblings, and that includes my sib cousins. So, I don't even think that I have carried those, because it's like how they're able to come to me. Like, I completely have tried to stop yelling at this point. Because before, like, I was like bad. Like, probably like a couple of months back, I was still yelling at them. I haven't yelled at them in months. So I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good at that, because that was one of the biggest things I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop yelling. I did. I personally don't like being yelled at. And I feel like when you're in a situation, you yelling at somebody makes the situation worse. Because me personally, if you start yelling at me, I stop listening. Now I'm on defensive mode. I don't want to hear what you got to say, because you're talking to me crazy. And then, like, growing up with your siblings, you know how your siblings act. My sisters sometimes do need to be yelled at, because it's like, when I be talking like this, she take me as a joke. That's her problem. She take me as a joke. We like a whole foot apart. You know what I'm saying? And I think she take me as like a joke. You know what I'm saying? It's a little hee hee ha ha. So I have to like elevate my voice. And then I play so much. And that's another thing too. I play so much and she plays so much that she don't even know that when I'm serious, it's hard to differentiate in certain situations, because often, a lot of times, 99.99% of the times I'm playing. So now that I don't want to yell and we have been communicating and living together more, like she can kind of tell like when I'm getting serious because my tone changed, and I don't want to yell at them. I want to yell at them kids. I don't want to be aggressive with them kids. And often like I couldn't go to the adults in my family, and these kids aren't able to come to me. They come to me with almost like every problem that they got. It's probably like I say about a good, for the girls, it's more of the girls. For the boys, they do come to me with certain things, but certain things they just feel like I don't need to know. And I agree. Certain things I just don't need to know with them. certain things I don't want to know. So it's like they know that boundary. The girls don't care. The girls gonna come and they gonna tell me it all. And it's just like, I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. And I really appreciate, and I really adore that I have that relationship with them. So it's like, you know, when I seen that video of Sarah Jackson, she was like, why me? Why not me? I just had to like really like, I'm like, dang. I'm like, I do think that I was the best person to go through what I went through, because I am not a person who feel like certain cycles should be followed. And when it comes to things with me and them, I try to handle the situations that it was handled differently with me. And I know I probably spoke on this before in a different way, but we're starting a new series. Oh, you guys, I'm sorry. We're starting a new series. This series that I am starting is called Baby Just Breathe. And I am going to be focusing on trauma during this series. Have I decided how many episodes it's going to be? No, I have not. Are we just going to get started and keep rolling with the ball? Yes, we are. But anyways, dang, I hate when I do that because I be losing my train of thought. I'm like, dang, what did I say? Oh, we just gotta edit this part out once I get back to it. But yeah, so I'm not the type of person who feels like, you know, the certain cycles should continue. So I have felt like I try to handle things differently than they got handled with me, you know. And then like now that I'm older, I get to tell the adults like that is not the way that should have handled, because they have passed down like, and you have to I have learned this, like, and I'm still learning this. You have to give them grace, because the cards that they was dealt, once I started like getting older and I started like realizing like the effects and things that happen and why they are the way that they are and blah 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 blah, blah. And I'm talking about from like my granddaddy and to on down, you know, and how they were able to pass on things and how they were able to process things. And I process things very differently than they do in very certain, like in certain situations. And even at a young age, I process things like very differently. And I was told that a lot. Like I looked at situations like very different. And like I do owe that too to I do have an Uncle Sean. Like we are 5 years apart. We basically was kind of like raised as siblings a little bit too. But even though like we didn't live together, like we did like talk and stuff like that. And he was also very mature for his age. And so when me being the oldest and when me seeing certain things, when me seeing how things went, I didn't think, it was a lot of things that I didn't think was okay. So I'm like, okay, it had to be me who had to go through this, because now I get to see like I'm sorry because I want to cry. I'm so sorry. How the adults are in my family, how they are with their siblings and stuff like that. It's not much communication there, right? But then you go down to me and the kids that are up under me, we don't play when it comes to a lot of things. Like things might get out of hand, but I'm able to call and talk to them about a situation and able to process. And I gotta give it like Davier good with that too with them. Like Marcellus is lit like a guy. He just whatever. He'll talk about it. He'll let it go. He don't care. Brush off his shoulder. But like when it comes down to a lot of things, like we are all able to communicate. And I love that. Like that is a big thing, because the adults in my family, they don't have there's no communication. Like none. Like scarce. But and I feel like me growing up with them and me talking to them and how things were handled, I think, you know what I'm saying, and how I was with them, because I didn't want, you know, things to continue, like I said. And then I wanted to be a sibling or an adult or somebody in a family that when something go wrong, they can call me. And they do. Like, and I feel like in that realm I succeeded. Now I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But they know if they need me, I'm coming. I might have an attitude. I might be irritated about it, but I'm coming, you know? And I just really love that. So it's just like, even though I had to endure the things that I had to endure, I really appreciate those lessons, because it's certain things that I carry that they don't carry, you know. And they have their own things to carry, but it's certain things that I feel like if they had to go through it, what I went through, my heart wouldn't be able to take it. Like my sister, on the other hand, she did have to endure a lot. And like, you know, also, you know, when I got older, I tried to help as much as I could, but you know, I was still figuring things out for myself. And that girl, she's so much of a beast. Like, all them kids are beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm kind of tearing up. All them kids are like beautiful in their own way, as far as like things, you know. But one thing, like, because I call them my kids. So my two oldest girls, they are growing right now, and they are like blossoming to be beautiful, young, beautiful women. And like with my sister, like seeing her, I see that she struggled with certain things a lot, and I can't wait until this girl grow into herself and just like realize who she is and what she possesses, because she gonna be a beast. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, there's one person, like, I can't wait for them to see their potential and their growth. Like, because she's so talented. Like, bro, like, I'm not even playing. Like, and I say this about her all the time, and it's just something that I pray on. I constantly pray on, that I hope that she sees this within herself. Like, I wish I could take my eyeballs out and show her what I see. And like, as far as like Davier, like, she figuring it out and she knows it. Like, when I'm talking to Davier is so mature. Like, I love it. Like, and I love how she deal with things. Like, and I love how self-aware that she is. Like, I just admire them both. Like, I really do. The boys. So, well, Marcellus, he just, once he figure out his path, like, he gonna be amazing at whatever too, because he is a hard worker. He stayed himself. He loved his family. Like, he's so patient. He do got a little temper, but as he had to be pushed to beyond like his point. But I'm not gonna lie, like, I admire these kids. And my middle child, David, well, he would be my middle. Curly would be my middle, but David, my second to last, he act like a middle child. But he's so smart, and I just can't wait for him to figure it out. It is. But one thing about it is, like, and me and my aunt was talking about this last night, because that's their mom. They are healthy kids. The last two. We're really, Davier, Marcellus, Semi, like, they are healthy kids in a sense of, I would say, like, minimum trauma, especially last two. So, like, they have their things that they deal with, but they didn't have to deal with a lot of we deal with. So my aunt was sitting up there, she was like, she still treat, him as a kid and stuff like that. And I don't feel like it's a good thing, because now he's at an age like where he do need to start like mourning. And this is what I admire about Marcellus. Marcellus like really tried to like take him, because my brother got his own little lawn company business. So let me know if y'all need your grants, cause I got 2 people for y'all. So if my brother can't do it, I gotta back up. But like, he will take David with him to go like cut grass, just to get him out the house, just show him like, this is where you can make money, blah 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 blah. And I admire that. He also like take Asia under her wing, like with her basketball thing. And cause baby, the only thing I got for you is defense. And I cheer so loud from the stands, baby. I that's all I got for you. Like, but Marcellus is really hands-on with these kids as far as that. And I just really honestly just like love the dynamic that we got. So it's kind of like, you can't help but to see, like, you can't help but to appreciate that eventually, like, these adults got it right in addition with me. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that these kids turned out to be as beautiful as possible as they can. But one thing I did want to like introduce to, because I'm in this episode because I don't rambled on long enough. But one thing I did want to bring up too was like, okay, so y'all know I've been in therapy for the past 3 years. I started therapy a year, I believe, because with all the deaths and mourning that I've been kind of going through, and because like November of 2019, I ended up losing my cousin Xavier. And then like April of that 2020, I lost my uncle. And that same month, I lost a girl that I considered my sister. So like those deaths, like once that happened, and then me having COVID twice, my brain be like kind of messed up. So sometimes my years get just jumbled up. But I do believe that I started therapy a year after my uncle passed away. I do believe I did. So I've been in therapy for about either 3 or 4 years. I know it's been longer than 2. And one thing I do want y'all to read this with me, because it just came yesterday. And if you are a person who is like me, who wants to get down to the nitty gritty, like, I got petty traumas. Like, it's not even traumas. Like, it's like I got little petty rebellions too that I'm starting to like correlate. Like, and I be sitting there like, wow, why does this bother you so bad? And then I would sit there and go back, and I would think about a situation or a couple of situations that started the reason of why I'm like the way that I am. And now I'm in a point where I'm trying to reverse it. And then also too, I lost my thought looking at the dog. I'm gonna go back down the road. So basically what I was saying was, and I know it's a little dark, but I end up having to re-record because my original recording, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, so now it's like, I don't even want to talk about it. We're not even gonna bring it up. But anyways, so but yeah, I end up like just going down the road. So I'm trying to like unlearn certain things and certain I'm trying to like, yeah, unlearn certain things. I'm trying to learn to give people more grace and everything. So this book, if y'all have read it, tell me about it. Tell me if it's a good book. But this book I am going to be reading this week. This is going to be my new read, along with everything else that I'm reading. I got to get a better reading schedule because I'm reading like 4 books right now. I just need to focus. I got ADHD. As you could tell, I just need to focus on one thing. But this book is called The Body Keeps Score. So it is off of Amazon. I think I paid like $13, $14 for it. So like no more than 15, but I do think it was like 13 and some change, but I think all together it was like $15. So, and if you are a person like me, like I said, that's why I was going with that. If you're a person like me who want to learn trauma and understand like how like things like affect you, I think this would be a good book because my therapist did suggest it to me and she was telling me that this is what it's about. And so, because she was like, even though like in your mind, you would think that you are healed, but like your body would still have that trauma. And like for example, me and a coworker had got into it and he was yelling at me. I don't like to be yelled at. Like I said before, I really don't. And what he started doing was even though I knew that the anger wasn't towards me, but we was kind of like, the only reason why we was kind of clashing was because of the fact that he was yelling. And I didn't like that. But I knew that the anger wasn't towards me. But what he started doing was, because he was just trying to prove a point. And it wasn't like he was like being aggressive towards me or anything, but his body language got kind of aggressive. And he was just sitting there and he just started yelling and he started pointing his finger. And even when I bring it back up to him, he didn't even realize that he had did that. But of a person who've been through what I've been through, especially like, you know what I'm saying, with men, that's a whole other thing. Especially what I've been through with men in my family. Walking towards me, yelling, pointing your finger, and especially as a man, that instantly puts me on guard. Like my brain was telling me, I cannot react in this way. This is not towards you. This is this dirt. But I was sitting there like, I just like my shoulders, like my whole body composition changed. Like I instantly became like on the defense. Like I was about to just get ready to just, you know what I'm saying? But I kept telling myself in my mind, like, this is not towards you. So when I was explaining that to my therapist, she suggested this book. And I was like, I'm reading this book. So, but that's it. That's all. I done sit up here and remember for 30 minutes for y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. I am gonna start trying to upload once a week, if not once a week, once every other week, because we gotta get back to it. We really do. I really do enjoy this, and there was a lot of people who enjoyed it. There was a lot of people who inboxed me, asked me like, what happened, sis? I'm coming back. I'll be back. You know, I'm back at it. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed this episode, let me know. Inbox me. Give me suggestions. Anything I want to talk on. Anything. Y'all know I'm open for everything. But I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Good nights and goodbye. See y'all next time.